gets up and slams it. Look at that.
Lopez.
Using some muscle.
Again. Bang!
He said too small. He said too small.
And the reverse finish from Silent Cheatham upstairs.
Oh, Cheetos!
He's beginning again. Oh, the spin move and the one-hand jam now. Oh, he went upstairs and tomahawked it down.
Welcome back. It's now time for my favorite part of the pregame show. What's on your coach's whiteboard? Derek was all professional and serious with it, had them ready to go. Bainesy said he's just going to go off the top of the dome. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. Derek, let's start with you.
Well, I've got Daryl McDonald, head coach of the Brisbane Bullets, and first of all, I'm letting these guys know I'm a street ball legend. I'm from New York City. What I say goes. Okay, attack Jesse Edwards. Edwards has shown a little bit of vulnerability in terms of foul trouble and physical pressure on him. Secondly, guys, defend, rebound, run. Let's get some easy offensive opportunities. And third, when you get a look, shoot it with belief, shoot it strong, and most importantly, Bainesy, shoot it straight.
There you go. That's going to be a tough one if they can knock down all those shots that they're going to get.
Aaron, what's on your whiteboard? What are you thinking about Melbourne United needs to do to pull off this road win?
Yeah, so we had Dino here, and it came from the man himself. He wants to see 26-plus minutes from Jesse Edwards. You know, he wants to see Jesse out there doing his thing offensively, defensively, giving the guys that confidence from the behind them on the defensive end. The second thing is he wants them to get back to their defensive identity. They're perennial contenders because of what they do on the defensive end year in, year out. They haven't done that the last few games, and he wants to see that from them. So that's what they need to do, is step up and play the Melbourne United defense that we've seen for so long. The third thing is we got to see Chris and Milton get involved offensively. You know, we talked about earlier about the 10 points they've not been scoring in the last 6 games, and those two guys, they can easily make up more than those 10 points. So to get them involved and rolling early, it's going to make that rim look bigger for the rest of their team.
Bainesy showing all that NBA experience. Very astute observation. You've been watching the games. I see you, baby. Get it done.
Mate, it's all about, you know, just getting that rhythm, getting that feel, and I saw it at the end of my career as well. You got to put the ball through the hoop. That's what it comes down to. So the more you can do that, the more fun everyone's going to have.
All right.
Well, let's talk about this ladder right here. You know, at one point in time, Melbourne United was undefeated, sitting in first place, and everyone thought that they just might not ever lose a game. Now they're in third place. Adelaide up at top. What stands out to you when you look at this, Derek?
Well, you look at it, firstly, let's look at the bottom. Brisbane are down in 9th place, but yo, to jump up to a play-in spot, it's not unreasonable. All it takes is 2 or 3 good weeks of good play from the Bullets, and they're in the hunt, just like Melbourne United have struggled for 3 or 4 rounds. Now they find themselves outside the top 2.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's two tiers to this bracket. You've got the play-in game. There's everyone battling for that. You've got the top tier as well, and like D-Max touched on, you know, they've got a few games in a short period of time. They want to get back to the basics, keep it simple, and try and tick over a couple wins. Then they get some time to really figure out the way they want to play as a team from then going forward. But right now, if they can get a couple wins, it's going to be good for them.
Well, we'll see who wants it more very, very, very soon, because game time action starts right now.
Stukas already knocked down
pass.
a beautiful find, and then Holtz creates a bit of energy, the youngster.
Oh, God.
But Edwards gets upstairs, and then swatted away. Terry Taylor.
Freeman Liberty.
It's pure.
Here's Golding, the 3 ball. That's how you do it. Kick it out to Golding for 3. Chris Golding with another.
And then Taylor again. And look at Harrison. Oh! Give him the ball!
Saturday night hoops in the River City. It's 3rd and 9th. It's round 14 in this Hungry Jacks NBL season. But if you think this one doesn't mean something to both of these teams, you would be sorely mistaken. Dean Vickerman said it's a pivotal moment for us. Daryl McDonald said this season is not over with. both of these teams, Brisbane and Melbourne, charged up and ready to go tonight. 14-7 United. They've lost a handful of games, 5 of their last 6. Brisbane back on the winners list with some momentum and energy in their season. Great to have you with us. Joel Peterson alongside Derek Rucker and Aaron Baines, Ariana Prather in the call with us this evening as well. And there's a lot to like about what Brisbane have been doing in recent times, Ruck. Melbourne United, on the other hand, they come into this in a pronounced form slump.
Well, they certainly are. And since the FIBA break, you look at their last 6 games, performances far below the Melbourne United standard for excellence. They are 1-5, and look at the losing margin. Sometimes it's not that bad to lose, but when you look at how they have done it, it has been somewhat alarming. Dean Vickerman's team bleeding points on the defensive end and underproductive on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've gone from being one of the most high-powered offenses in the league to sliding down in that category. They're the 9th best offense since the FIBA break. They're the 9th best three-point shooting team. They're the 9th best field goal percentage team. They're only in front of the Brisbane Bullets, who they face tonight, who are coming off an improved performance last time out against New Zealand. They'll need a bit of a spark tonight. They get Chris Golding back into that starting lineup. Do Melbourne United. For Brisbane, Bainesy, some improvements in that game against New Zealand. Their first win under Daryl McDonald on Friday against the Breakers, so they get the opportunity to come into this one and try and make it 2 in a row against a team that's going through a bit of their own struggle at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we saw some changes from D-Mac. He simplified things. He got post touches for Tyrell, and with that, the defense had to collapse. And, you know, there were some open shots, and we saw a couple go in from Dukas. So hopefully he can keep knocking those down, and he's got a little bit more confidence now. But it all starts in the middle for them with Tyrell and what he can do.
A bit like how they will go through Tyrell Harrison tonight. We're going to go through you in terms of your eyes on what you like about what they did to get this man in a better position.
Yeah, you know, it's about just the post touches. He had the ball in his hands a lot, you know, even when he's out on the three-point line and he can do the handoffs. He's able to get the ball and break down his man as well. You know, his handle's underrated. He doesn't try and do too much flashy, but what he does is he has a short and sharp package, and he gets to the footwork. And once he gets down there within a couple feet, his footwork is so good. He gets guys lifted, he steps through, he finds ways to create contact and still finish. And, you know, I want to see him create more contact and finish through even tougher fouls. And when he does that, it's a confidence builder for the rest of the team.
He's had the better of Jesse Edwards in both of their matchups so far this evening. They've both gone the way of Melbourne so far this year, so Brisbane trying to bounce back tonight. Let's get it courtside to Ariana Prather. Ariana, looking forward to this one.
Me too, Joel, and I'm looking forward to giving you my 2 X Factors. You know I love a good X Factor. For Melbourne United, it's going to come down to Milton Doyle. We've talked about how they need more scoring power, and this is someone who we've seen have amazing scoring performances in the NBL, including some clutch buckets. If they can get him going early, they'll be in good form. And for the Brisbane Bullets, Alex Dukas, they also need scoring power, and he's someone that once he gets going, he can be lights out from deep. We need him to be confident in his shot, like Derek Rucker said, and don't be afraid to hit those open threes, guys.
He hit 4 of them last time out. Thanks, Ariana, and he will be a key part of it again tonight for the Brisbane Bullets, coming off an 18-point game against New Zealand last time for them. So Mitch Norton, Alex Dukas, Javon Freeman, Liberty, Terry Taylor, and Tyrell Harrison, the starting 5 for Darren McDonald. A couple of changes for Dean Vickerman and his starting 5 for Melbourne, Ruck. Chris Golding comes back in to replace Tanner Krebs, and Kyle Bowen gets the first start of the season with no Finn Delaney tonight.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate loss for Melbourne United with Finn Delaney. He's been one of their best players throughout the season, and I like getting Chris Golding back into the starting lineup, Bainesy, because he's a guy that needs to find his rhythm. If they are to win a championship, it is going to be vital that he is shooting the ball with confidence.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he needs that, but he also needs to play with Milton. He needs to play with, he needs to get those reps on the court, because that's what they're playing with at the end of the game. They want these guys there in crunch time. They've got to find that rhythm early on in the game, and no better place than to set up a few easy looks for Chris as well. If he gets those going, that rim starts to look big for the whole team.
Great to have the thoughts of NBA champion Aaron Baines alongside NBL MVP Derek Rucker. Saturday night hoops in the River City. Melbourne control the tip and are underway. And Chris Golding is straight into things in the way that he knows best.
Great look right away. Smart action there by Melbourne United, and Chris Golding returns to the city where he really terrorizes the Bullets.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got that Bullets connection in his pass, and he always has a little bit more for them when he comes back to play.
Inside catch for Harrison, who went up among the trees to pull that one down.
Nice pass there by Freeman Liberty, and keep in mind, he had a big assist game the other night in that victory over New Zealand.
Team 5 and 11 for Freeman Liberty last time out. Edwards going at Harrison, got knocked off his spot.
That's the physicality now that they allow, right? It's one of those things where, is that what Dean wants from them? No, Chris just came out. He hit an open shot. You got Jesse going out and trying to create something from nothing. You got to get that ball into Chris's hands again.
Bainesy, the Bullets team looks different already.
Yeah, 100%. You know, they're playing, they're talking, they're communicating, they're energized. That gave them some more energy as well.
Yeah.
Dukas, little touch pass. Taylor, Harrison, Freeman Liberty in the corner. Edwards with the rebound. He had 8 and 7 last time against Melbourne. 14 and 3, or 14 and 3 last time, 8 and 7 in their first matchup of the season. Haven't played more than 21 minutes in the two matchups between these two teams. Doyle's offline.
JP, I don't understand why Melbourne United just won't go back to the pin down with Golding. They had success with it on the first possession, and they've gone away from it already as Dukas pulls up, banks it in from a weird angle. He'll take it. They don't ask how, they just ask how many.
Have to paint pictures to put it on the score sheet, Ruck.
I've heard that one, JP. Very well done.
Kyle Bowen, his eighth start of his career in game 99 this evening for the West Aussie. Misses that one. Bit of a St Mary's connection tonight with Bowen, Krebs and Alex Dukas all out on the floor. Puerto Rican teammates in Tyrell Harrison and Milton Doyle as well for Maiguez as Terry Taylor puts that one up. Harrison corrals the miss. Goes straight into Edwards and draws an early foul.
So on that possession, Bainesy, I didn't like the matchups. It's almost like Melbourne United got them confused as we look at the Amy replay. Dukas comes off a screen and then another one, and that's not really the angle you shoot a bank shot from, but maybe he intended to do it.
It's not, you know, the matchups weren't what they wanted, but what I guess for you, there's some too much unselfishness, right? The last time down when Tyrell got it in and he kicked it out. I want to see him finish that. Right now, he got the ball underneath. He could have made the pass, but he knew I'm the biggest threat out here. I'm what Brisbane are going to make their money in. He tried to create a shot. He nearly got through with the and one, but it's a good look for them to get him on the free throw line.
Of course, you got to knock those free throws down. Nothing better than a big man that can shoot free throws well.
Harrison usually pretty effective in that part of the game as well. 63% free throw shooter as Edwards spins his way inside. Can't finish. Harrison pulls it off the rim. And Brisbane are up and running once more. Dukas with the corner catch.
CG left wanting, though, on that offensive end from Melbourne.
He's just going to go himself here. Slices all the way in. Chris Golding puts them into his own hands and says, if you won't get me the ball, I'll take it in myself and score.
Well, he dribbled right past us, so I'm sure he must have heard Baines barking out. And he makes a nice little crossover move, gets to the rim. But again, this is one of the downsides of equal opportunity basketball in the modern era. Sometimes the purpose is lost. Sometimes guys who are hot or who need the ball, who need the usage, don't see it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? That as a big man, you know if a guy's coming off and getting those shots, it's going to open up for you later. It's like setting a screen. You don't set a screen to get open. You set a screen to get someone else open, which will make you open.
Eric Rucker, Aaron Banks providing their analysis on Saturday Night Hoops. Taylor's fouled by Bowen and floats it home. That's a soft touch from Terry. He will go to the free throw line.
Well, I called a game in Adelaide when he debuted, and he was rusty that evening. The shot didn't have any touch to it. But what he is a very strong body who can handle the ball effectively, as we saw right there. He can get to his spots, and I think his natural inclination is to put the ball in the basket.
Sixth game for Terry Taylor. Averaging 12 points a contest, 14 and 6 last time out with 3 blocks. Doyle underneath. Bowen. Prislovich gets a good look and knocks it down. It's nice when the big man stepping outside and hitting the 3 ball. Doyle playing creator, and Walker, who last time he was here had 8 steals, pinches one early, races up the floor. Doyle for 3. That rattles out. Prislovich will pull it down. Another look here for Melbourne, who are in their multicultural jerseys this evening. Undefeated in this strip as Doyle loses Taylor and can't hit.
Got two really good looks from Milton, though. You know, that's what Dino wants, is to get him going offensively, and yeah, it's still going to draw guys in.
Freeman Liberty getting all the way inside, and then called for the delay of game. Krizlovic hadn't inbounded the ball before.
This is JFL's game. In transition, gets Walker on his hip after using that drag/rush screen, and he's a live body. Golding pulls up, bang.
He's feeling good early, is Chris Golding. He's got 8. Make it 9, in fact, with the bonus earlier. 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from outside for CG. Back into the starting lineup after battling illness in recent weeks and clearly feeling pretty good about himself. Harrison trying to spin his way past Krizlovic, just goes over the top of him.
You're seeing the difference in styles here, right? Brisbane's everything's in the paint. Melbourne are looking for that paint touch, inside out, 2 or 3.
Golding once more, fouled this time.
And Norton looking over to the Bullets bench, and Golding says, you hit me right here on the right side of my head. I'm going to the line to shoot 3.
I'm not sure he and Mitch saw eye to eye on that play.
Well, they go back to that play we saw them utilize early, and Norton may have a little bit of a case.
He may have a case indeed. Hoops Fest is coming up. It's Australasia's biggest basketball culture and lifestyle festival. The ultimate fusion of sport, culture, music and entertainment. 15th to the 18th of Jan in Western Australia. Scan the QR code for an exclusive broadcast offer. 20% on all Hoops Fest tickets, of course. Allen Iverson out there this year. WNBL regular season action as well as all the NBL action. RAC Arena. It is going to be massive.
It's going to be amazing. And Bainesy, you went last year, right?
Was it last year? Yeah, I think I was out there last year. That's right, for the NBA clinic as well. So,
yep, well,
yeah,
we expect to see you out there again this season, buddy.
Hopefully, you know, get out there and find some stuff to do.
I think the really noticeable thing last year, Ruck, was how it took over the CBD of Perth. It was everywhere you looked. Such an exciting time for basketball in the country. We know that, and it's going to be massive out there at Hoops Fest later in the month. Sam McDaniel into the action. Good to see him back. Jacob Holt getting some early minutes for Brisbane as well. Alex Dukas creating up top. Holt reaches over the top of Krizlovic, but big man for Melbourne able to corral the rebound. Passes it into traffic. Scramble for the loose ball. Tip to Taylor. Freeman Liberty. Beautiful touch pass. Some ingenuity from the Bullets guard. Terry Taylor scores.
And that definitely ticked off Dino. You know, it's the defense that he's focused on, and turning the ball over is not that style. It doesn't allow you to lock in and set your defense.
And we see off the United turnovers, Brisbane must be opportunistic, and they must punish United and get easy opportunities and easy points like we saw right there from Taylor. And Dean Vickerman was irate at that turnover.
Yeah, he called timeout straight away. Didn't need any moments hesitation, did Dean Vickerman, to call the timeout there. Great to have you with us. Saturday Night Hoops. Joel Peterson, Derek Rucker and Aaron Baines here with you at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. It's been a promising start for the Bullets in this one. The style difference is noticeable, getting it inside more, Bainesy, and for a big man, that must be nice to see.
Yeah, it's great. You know, that's what D-Mac is bringing to the team right now. You know, he's got the court vision. He understands basketball. He understands where Brisbane's biggest threat is, and it's the man in the middle, number 24, Tyrell. So they're doing everything they can to get the ball down to him, and the gravitational pull, it's going to be noticeable later in the game, which then allows guys like Dukas to try and come in and knock down some open shots.
Ruck, what do you make of Darryl McDonald's comments that, you know, this season isn't over? Obviously, he is trying to impress and potentially, you know, continue his coaching career, be it here or elsewhere, who knows? But he's made a real point of saying, hey, like, we're not just playing out the season here. We're playing to win.
Well, he's always had a never say die attitude. All you got to do is know his backstory in life to understand how he's made it this far, and he's applying that to the Brisbane Bullets right here, and he's actually correct.
Walker over the outstretched hands hits that. That'll please Dean Vickerman. Ariana, what did Dino have to say at that timeout?
Well, if there's one coach that can get a response out of his players, it's Dean Vickerman, and he was fired up during that last timeout. He looked at his youngster, Dash Daniels, and said, I need a little bit more out of you. He wants to see him crash the glass on every single possession, and he said, guys, we just look dull right now. Let's pick it up.
Daniels had the assignment there on Freeman Liberty, and then Freeman Liberty pulls down the offensive rebounds. Golding guarding McDaniel. 5 seconds on the shot clock here for Sam McDaniel. Back out there tonight after injury and hitting. Tough shot.
Well, that's what he can do. He's one of the best mid-range shooters in the competition. Got a late shot clock opportunity there against Golding and made him pay with a little fadeaway.
Just can't get a clean run at it, Sam McDaniel, as Freeman Liberty fouls Tom Coppins. Edwards and Krebs getting set to check into the game for Melbourne.
Bainesy, we got some young bigs in the game. Jacob Holt from the Bullets, Tom Coppins, both players who I have an appreciation for. I like how they play. Coppins more athletic, but Holt deceptively big, long arms, and he's a real banger. Get it?
There we go. Yeah, no, it's one of those things, right? So with Melbourne, their looks changed completely. Edwards is that post threat, that post defender, that rim protector, whereas Grizzlevich, you know, he's able to do what he just did, come in, knock down that shot, but they give up some length on the board, and Holt was able to keep balls alive, and it allowed Freeman to come up with one as well. So yeah, it's some contrast, but it's great to see the young guys getting some early burn.
Melbourne by 4 minutes remaining in this opening term. Terry Taylor thought about teeing up a 3, steps back on Coppins, and he's got it. That's a pretty move from Terry Taylor.
That's a must-hit too move, I think.
That Brisbane bench loved it. And Daniels kicks it out of play. That'll go back with Brisbane.
Strong start here by the Bullets, and Devers does a good job of getting that ball over to Holt, and then Holt says, Coppins, you want to dance? I got 3 for you.
Some real intensity in the way the Bullets are going about it at the moment. Freeman Liberty, Devers, Holt, McDaniel and Taylor out there in Brisbane blue. Freeman Liberty misses the push shot. Edwards pulls it down. Krebs, of course, a former Bullet, back out there on this floor tonight. And McDaniel fouls Tanner Krebs. The record between these two teams is astounding over recent times, Ruck. So Melbourne have won the past 3. 15 of the past 16 between these two teams. Brisbane's last win against Melbourne in Brisbane was almost 6 years ago, the 29th of December 2019.
Yeah, it's been a minute up here, and even the game last season as Daniels makes a nice back cut, Doyle finds him easy 2 from United, but even the game where Brisbane broke that streak, it took 4 Brisbane guys scoring over 24 points each.
So Melbourne up by 3 here. 2 games that they've had so far this season. Melbourne have got out to big leads in both of them, and Brisbane have been able to peg it back and make it close. They're keeping it close early here. Devers inside. Foul is called.
Softest call, Bainesy.
That's a little bit aggressive there from Holt, trying to get over the back. You know, it's different than Grizzlevich right there with Edwards. Edwards is able to get up a little bit more. He's a lot more athletic covering that ground. Holt's got to find his position earlier and not rely on his athleticism.
Had a slow start to the season, did Jacob Holt after an off-season procedure. Just his 10th NBL appearance tonight. Big man with Canadian heritage. Edwards hits the first at the free throw line. 4-point lead for Melbourne, 2:48 remaining in this opening term. Joel Peterson, NBA champion Aaron Baines, NBL MVP Derek Rucker, and Ariana Prather with you here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre on this Saturday night. Both will go for the big Dutchman.
Brisbane will change their look significantly with Dukas, Smith-Milner, and Harrison checking in.
Again, though, that's, you know, get the ball to Tyrell, make that defense collapse, and they've got a little bit more perimeter shooting there with Milner and Dukas.
Norton on the perimeter, driving inside, dishing it to Harrison, who sees 3 bodies in the end and was fouled.
I like it. He's exploring, trying to find something there, though. He's not giving the ball up straight away. Even if they double or triple team, Tyrell's a player. He can find something. He can make something from nothing in those situations.
Similar to what we saw with Will Magnay last night for Tassie, and in their recent games, they've made him sort of more of that offensive hub almost.
Yeah, you know, getting the ball in their hands it's a good thing. When you have the ball in your hands in the NBL, the refs look after you as well. That's something I've found. And yeah, I'm all for keeping the ball in the big guy's hands, especially when he knocks down an elbow jumper like that.
And that's something I'd like to see him do more of, is shoot that mid-range jumper as Doyle crosses over, and that ball escapes and goes out of bounds. Turnover, Melbourne United. They're fourth of the game already.
Averaging almost 15 after the break, 11 in that first part of the season, Ruck. It's another one of those numbers that's just gotten away from them a little bit. Daniels checks out of the game. 3-point game, 2 minutes remaining here in this opening term. Brisbane looking for their 7th win of the campaign. Melbourne to get back on the right track and improve to 15-7. Harrison's got 2 more. Tyrell is up and running early. He's got 8.
And Bainesy, I like the simplicity that Brisbane's playing with on the offensive end. Not trying to do too much, making sure key players are getting the ball where they need it, like that one there from Norton to Harrison.
Exactly. It's great to see, you know, Tyrell being involved in the actions.
Dukas now surveying things on offense for Brisbane. Walker takes it away. Second steal of the game. Open floor to work with. Only Norton up ahead, and Walker is able to muscle his way inside.
He's such a menace on the defensive end, and then usually does a good job of converting for Melbourne United.
Smith-Milner shovels it to Dukas, guarded by Krebs. Krebs runs into a bruising Smith-Milner screen, and Smith-Milner tosses it away. Walker with another steal. Krebs is trailing. Good defense from Norton. Kept the possession alive for Brisbane. Melbourne by 5. Minute remaining in the opening term. Walker across the lane, can't connect with Coppins.
Look, in that situation, I'm kind of a fan of Milner putting up a shot. You've got Tyrell on the offensive boards. You know, you don't have many better rebounders in the league than him. And give your guys a chance instead of giving that ball to Walker.
It's surprising that Walker didn't convert there. They basically had a 3-on-1, and he wasn't able to make the proper pass, but he's got 3 steals already.
Last time he was here, Ruck, he had 8. So I would suggest that no one in this venue brings valuables when Tyson Walker's in town.
I would suggest Brisbane talk about that in this timeout as well. You know, it's the 8 turnovers. They've got to remember that. They've got to know the scout on what he's doing. He's roaming the backside of that defense. He's free to do what he wants in the Melbourne defense there.
And Bainesy, when you look at the stats right now for Melbourne United, if you're Dean Vickerman, the 5 turnovers are driving you crazy, but you're 4 or 5 from the 3-point line, and you've got 7 assists off your 8 field goals.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they were getting the shots they want more often than not. And when they do that, they start to look good.
How fun's this going to be tomorrow? Adelaide Entertainment Centre will be jumping the Adelaide 36ers and the Perth Wildcats. 2:30 Eastern time, 2 o'clock if you're in SA, 11:30 out west. What fun this is going to be with Bryce and the Red Army reuniting again.
Well, Perth were really good in their first visit to Adelaide earlier this season, where they knocked off the 36ers. But look, that 36ers team is not this 36ers team. And tomorrow's encounter is going to be fascinating. I've got 0 clue.
I mean, look, there was some emotion in the last game, right? That fourth quarter. Bryce talked about how crazy it was, and there's going to be more emotion in this one. It's going to be a fun one, but it's hard to go past Bryce at home being the best player in the league.
What a show that is going to be on Sunday Hoops. Cancel your plans and just take a seat on the couch and enjoy the course of that tomorrow afternoon. Norton for 3. That's a big hit from the skipper.
And usually when Norton knocks down a 3-point shot in the first quarter, it's a sign of good play to come, as Tyrell will be pained with a foul, an unnecessary one.
Again, it was just a patient offensive set from the Brisbane Bullets. There was nothing wild about it. Mitch Norton just let things unfold and then got to his spot.
Nothing fancy, but that's the thing with Tyrell. He's gotten those rolls. As much as they're going under, they want to force Mitch into the shot. They're still converging on Tyrell and not wanting him to touch the ball, which, you know, Mitch has all the time in the world to line it up and knock it down. 9th
and 10th free throws of the opening quarter here for Melbourne.
Bainesy, in the NBA, you have a lot of games where you just know basically if you show up, you're going to win. When you came to play the NBL, did you miss that aspect of competing?
Look, I don't know about that. It's one of those things where there's always a threat in basketball. You know, it's like the NFL. 90% of the time, the best team's going to win. Basketball, it takes one person getting hot. It doesn't matter who it is, and that's where it's all about KYP. You know, you have to know your play. You have to know what they do and what they want to get to.
Coppins off the lob from Walker, can't finish.
They got numbers.
Time winding down here for Brisbane. Dukas is open. He can't hit. Harrison will recycle it. Needs to get it up. He's fouled.
Again, though, Dukas, he didn't make the shot, but Tyrell's in there to get those O boards, and
that was
drawing contact.
And that's Edwards' second foul, so that was a key offensive rebound by Tyrell. And Tyrell's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. And now he has a chance to cut this lead to 1 on basically quarter time.
3.5 a game. Offensive rebounds, Tyrell Harrison. He's got 2 in the game already, so he's got 8 points. He's 2 of 3 from the field. He's 4 of 4. So he's 4 of 4. 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds. He misses the free throw there. So he's 4 of 4 from the field and 0 of 3 at the line. That's quite the paradox in the early stages for the big man. He does get that second free throw. Krebs goes quarterback mode. Doyle will catch it, put it up. Off the top of the shot clock, it doesn't fall. And the Brisbane Bullets have again come out energised. They will not be pushed over tonight, but it's Melbourne United who leads at quarter time, 28-26 in the River City here on Saturday Night Hoops.
Congratulations, buddy. You've got yourself a signed Brisbane Bullets basketball. Brisbane, make some noise for our winner. And this challenge was brought to you by Construction Pathways. There's heaps of construction jobs coming up with the 2032 Olympics. So if you're looking for something out of school and you want to get into building, it's at constructionpathways.com.au. Are you going to do it? Yes. Let's go, Brisbane.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 2-point game. We need max energy. And nothing says energy like the finger boys. Let's go. It's time to party, Brisbane. I'm looking for the most hyped up person.
Welcome back to the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. We are entering the second quarter, and it's a 2-point ball game with Melbourne United on top. I was listening into the Brisbane Bullets huddle during that short break, and Coach Daryl McDonald had 3 pointers to give his team. Number 1, stop with the turnovers, take care of the ball. Number 2, take the ball out and go. The pace is too slow. And number 3, believe in yourselves because we're in this, guys.
Indeed they are, Ariana, thank you. They are riding it up to their necks at the moment, the Brisbane Bullets. Great to have you with us on this Saturday night in Brisbane. Joel Peterson, Derek Rucker and Aaron Baines with you in commentary. Ariana roaming the sideline here, getting all the intel from the coaches as Tyrell Harrison ties it up. He's got 11 in the game. He's perfect from the field.
Well, that was interesting because the first time they went to Tyrell, Melbourne United sent a double via Tyson Walker, but then when he got it later in the possession, they had to play him straight up. And right now, Edwards being on 2 fouls, Harrison can feed big time.
Walker inside, creates some space, turn around, left it short. Daniel almost left the rebound behind. He's out there with Harrison, Dukas, Freeman, Liberty and Taylor. And Dukas is a little bit hobbled as he makes his way up the floor. And if there's one thing that the Brisbane Bullets would have had as a New Year's resolution, it would be a few less injuries.
Yeah, it's not a great sign straight away.
Harrison, the midi. Mitch Norton getting set to check into the game for him potentially. And McDaniel gets...
First grab was on his hips, then he held your hand. Blue 26, hold.
That'll be number 2 on Sam McDaniel.
You see Alex Dukas sort of wobble his way off the floor.
He's had these little niggling injuries throughout the course of the season. Legs, feet, and it just makes it tough to find any type of rhythm. Doyle attacks.
That one will stay with Melbourne.
Good hands by Norton. I think he wanted it off Krizlovic's leg, which often the case. As a big, you got to keep that ball up there, Fabian.
Alex Dukas heading back to the locker room. 2 fouls for Sam McDaniel, 2 fouls for Jesse Edwards. In the early going for Melbourne as well. He's on the bench at the moment. Here's Golding, who started hot and continues in that vein. Chris Golding, he's got 12 in the game, make it 15. He's 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from outside.
Well, Bullets fans have seen a steady dose of Golding ripping their hearts out up here over the past 4 seasons, and it looks like he's on one again.
22 in round 5 when they met. He's well on his way there as Sam McDaniel steps back and hits a tough one.
Well, we want to see them get it back to him as well. You know, the last time he knocked one down, it took a few more possessions to find him again. So hopefully Melbourne don't take that long this time.
Krizlovic pushes that one home. Golding's got 15 on 4 of 4 shooting. The other end, Harrison's got 11 points. He's 5 of 6. 5 rebounds for Tyrell Harrison in this game so far. Taylor pulls it back out on the offensive ends. Bowen and Walker both guarding Freeman Liberty in the pick and roll. Harrison airballs the jump shot. Freeman Liberty hits the deck. Doyle into a 3. Sam McDaniel up and running. Freeman Liberty was slow to rise. Spins his way. Krizlovic isn't having it.
Spiked it back over his head.
Walker, Bowen, Krizlovic, Doyle, Golding to start this second term for Melbourne. Kyle Bowen gets a pure corner look and drains the triple.
It's not an orthodox looking shot, but it goes down there for Kyle Bowen, and a bucket that he really needs to lift his confidence. His minutes have been sporadic this season. His offensive productivity has been low.
Milton Doyle with 500 career assists in the NBL, came in with 496. He's got 4 on the evening, and Dean Vickerman said that he and Chris Golding needed to be great for them to succeed, and they've both been very, very good to this stage. Golding looking for more. He's got 15 already. That one rattles out. First miss from the field for CG. And now on McDaniel, that's his 3rd.
Holding, nice spot.
He's a physical player, and, you know, he's creating that contact first, but the rest just saw, you know, he got up there under Bowen and pushed him back a little bit too far.
Milton Doyle hasn't been able to knock down a shot in this game yet. He's 0 of 5, but we saw in that last highlight, he did a good job of finding Bowen in the corner. Doyle now has 4 assists, so he's continuing to play smartly. Nice pass.
Gets it back from Golding there and does open his account, Milton Doyle, and Darryl McDonald has seen enough of that, wants to arrest the momentum that Melbourne have built. It's out to a game-high 8-point lead for United here early in this second term. At 38-30, 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this second term at the Tangerine timeout. Joel Peterson, Aaron Baines and Derek Rucker with you. Darryl McDonald, the Brisbane interim coach. Let's have a listen to his timeout.
Let's go Shakes 54 here. Right? Get into more splits and shit like that. Make them have to defend it. They blowing everything up. Just get through the 5, strong with the ball, and we run splits. All right? You can get downhill. But understand, once we put it on the floor, they're coming for it. Right? Got to take care of the ball. Slow down. We don't have to play fast. It plays in their flavor. Right? Let's slow down. All right?
Hey, defensive piece out, but let me go.
Let's go. Got to defend.
It's been something he's preached consistently, is take care of the ball, one of the absolute non-negotiables of playing under D-Mac.
It certainly is, but they also need to look after the three-point line, because right now United, off the back of some real sharp shooting by CG43, they're 60% from deep. And the math just isn't going in Brisbane's favor at the moment. They've only got 2 buckets since the quarter-time break.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they're coming up with some all right possessions, but they aren't finishing. You know, they're getting the ball down into positions they want. Tyrell's had a couple of shots that have gone a bit errant. The other guys haven't been able to knock things down, so they're trying to find down. And like D-Mac said in the offense, slow down. They're blowing stuff up, but that does give them other looks.
10 points to 4 in the early part of this second quarter. NBA champion Aaron Baines, NBL MVP Derek Rucker with you. Holt had that one pinched by Doyle. Milton's up the floor and lays it home.
Nice move. Doyle starting to get his scoring going, but Baines, someone's got to communicate with Holt, or is that his fault? You play in that position.
Yeah, you know, guys are coming to try and take the ball from you there. You've got to be strong with it. You've got to, like I said, you've got to shorten your package and be really strong within that. But it does help to get some torque as well.
Back, push.
Some physical play. Kyle Bowen's all fired up.
Push 15, push.
Well, Holt's going to throw his body around, JP. As we look at the Amy replay, and he's unaware right there. He's working around that elbow area, and you're highly exposed, as you mentioned, Bainesy, and then Milton hits him with a double cross into a layup. So smooth when he gets it going.
Yeah, and the guy who got him going was CG. You know, they wanted them to play some more together, find that rhythm together. And they're working for each other. They're giving each other the ball in the positions that they want.
Well, that was on your whiteboard, so good job by you and your NBL premiere episode. The NBA doesn't count.
Golding 15. That was, Dean Bickerman was very, very strong on. His 2 key takeaways from Channing Diagai's pre-game was that Golding and Doyle needed to be great, and Jesse Edwards needed to stay out there. One of those 2 has happened so far as Golding adds 2 more. CG is up to 17, so a real bounce-back game from him. His last 5, he'd gone scoreless, had 11, 24 against Adelaide, 8 and 4.
Well, he had that sickness that had him subdued out in Perth, and then he came back and tried to play, and he hasn't looked good since then. But a trip to Brisbane, a little bit of the Queensland warm weather and sunshine, the best medicine out there, JP.
He's from the Gold Coast, right? So it's a homecoming of sorts for him. He always loves coming up here and playing well, which you've seen by the record that they have coming and playing against Brisbane.
494th game in the NBL tonight for Chris Golding.
Wow.
Melbourne on an 11-0 run here. Holt can't fight back into that for the Brisbane Bullets. They're led by 2 at quarter time, Melbourne.
It was good to see the Bullets got downhill on that possession. They got it into the paint again. Yeah, it's just trying to come up with that finish. 5
turnovers in this second quarter already for Brisbane. Melbourne United have only given it away once.
Free throws as well, you know, you're going to get fouled as bigs out there. Derek said it, you want a big that can knock down your free throws, and it's free money. You got to take it.
2 of 7 tonight for Bullets to illustrate that point, Bainesy. Walker outside, can't hit. Bowen keeps it alive. Doyle will get another look. And Milton Doyle starting to feel it now. This is getting into dangerous territory for the Bullets.
The best time to shoot the ball for a 3-point shooter is that offensive rebounding pass that comes right from underneath the basket out to you, and you just catch that thing in rhythm and let it fly.
It was 30-31 earlier in the term. Melbourne on a 14-0 burst here. After giving up a 15-0 run in the third term to Tassie last time out, Tristan Devers has got something to say about that.
Well, he's got some talent and probably warrants more playing time. Walker right back at him.
I'd love to see Tristan see the whole floor there, though, as well, and come over a little bit sooner.
Devers again. That one he left short. Freeman Liberty scurries after the loose ball to keep it alive for Brisbane. Freeman Liberty, Devers purchase, Holt and Taylor out there at the moment. Holt going in, gets acquainted with Bowen once more. And the mustachioed Melbourne big man is rather perplexed by another call that doesn't go his way. Jesse Edwards coming back into the game. So Golding, Doyle and Krizlovic will all sit.
And Aaron, before you spoke about there's always moments in games that get tough, no matter how good you are. Well, right now the Bullets haven't been able to respond when Melbourne United lifted their intensity on the defensive end to start this second quarter. The going got tough for the Bullets, but they haven't really been able to lift their offensive execution or likewise correspond with more better defense to shut United down.
Yeah, look, I think that's part of Dino's game plan. He knows that they didn't, in Mitch's words, have the cattle to keep playing up the court, and a whole lot of energy there. Getting the ball through that press is what they're using. Melbourne pressing, and the Bullets are struggling to get it over the court, but the Bullets have to keep it simple and try and, speed up to get it across the court and then make Melbourne play defense for a little bit longer.
Tyson Walker with a tough finish inside.
Again, it's
a
tough.
nice game.
It's tough when you got a guy like Walker out there, and then Milton as well. Those guys are roving around, and they're free on the defensive end to create some chaos, which is what they're doing.
9 for Walker. Golding's got 17 to lead all scorers. Freeman Liberty, that one's offline. Daniels can't corral the rebounds.
Well, Bullets were sharing the ball a lot early on. They were getting that post target. Right now, with Tyrell out, they've lost that post target. And guys are doing things that that's not their bread and butter. And, Liberty wants to get on the rim, and he's pulling up for mid-range. I'd love to see him just put his head down and try and get into the paint.
Jacob Holt left all alone. 2 of 9 from three-point land on the season. After the miss, Walker forcing his way inside and chucking it up at the rim. And Tyson Walker is fouled by Jack Purchase, so he will head to the free throw line with the Melbourne point guard. 4 of 6 at the line tonight. He's got 4 steals, so 12 steals in a game and a half here in Brisbane so far this season. Of course, the Ignite Cup final is coming up in February. The Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus. On the Gold Coast, you can head to nbl.com.au/Ignite Cup for all the updates, including the ladder. Ignite Cup winners will take home $400,000 with 60% going direct to the players. Scan the QR code on screen. Get your tickets at Ticketek for that all-important Ignite Cup final, Feb 22 on the Gold Coast. A couple of games coming your way on New Year's Eve. Illawarra and Tassie, Cairns and Southeast Melbourne on Wednesday.
Look, I'm surprised Holt hasn't set a couple of terror screens right there on Walker, Mitch is having a big battle, and you got to make it easy on your point guard.
Yeah, make that Melbourne United guard who's pressuring up the floor, make him think about it.
Aaron Baines, Derek Rucker providing their analysis this evening here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre as Tanner Krebs scoots inside and finishes with his left hands.
Well, Dukas is a bit ginger still on that foot. Krebs saw it and just went straight past him. I don't know what's going on there, but you want to be out there in your best. I think Dukas needs to rest that ankle up a little bit this half.
He can't even try it out. He doesn't want to put any proper weight on it.
Melbourne by 13. Walker goes in for a couple more. He takes that lead up to 15. They've scored 27 points already in this term, and it just continues that trend, Bainesy, of games getting away from Brisbane in an awful hurry.
Yeah, the defense, they don't have their identity right now. They don't change the looks on the ball screens, which Walker's got all he can eat right now. So they've got to give him a different package, a different look to make him think and put some doubt in his mind.
I wonder whether he'll get credited with the steal there to be his 5th. If so, Walker goes upstairs at the other end. Or Edwards, I should say.
Well, Walker has dominated this second quarter, Bainesy. And again, it just highlights how important it is to have a quality point guard. And when you look at Brisbane, they've just signed Hunter Maldonado, who was released by Southeast Melbourne. And I think that's a great signing. And right now, he would be so valuable in this game because it would alleviate the pressure on Norton right now. Norton can move to the secondary ball handler. Maldonado becomes your primary ball handler or point guard. And you played with one of the greatest, winningest point guards in history, Tony Parker. What type of impact did you notice at that level from a great point guard?
Look, I mean, that's the difference in the NBA, right? Like, you've got guys who are known for their defense. Guys in the NBA, you can try and help out a guy on the defensive end like Tony. You're going to go out there and trap guys and get the ball out of his matchup's hand, or he can go off to the side and you can get someone else to guard the point guard. Right now, that's where Mitch, he's burning a candle at both ends right now. So he's trying to get the ball up, and then he's trying to match up and play defense. He can't do both for a 40-minute game.
Well, he said as much when I chatted to him pre-game as well. He's really looking forward to having a little bit more support in that ball-handling facet of the game. Hunter Maldonado, they're hoping that they can get him cleared to play Sydney. He's here tonight, as you saw on screen. Freeman Liberty pinches it back. Harrison thumps it down. Cuts back into what was a game-high 17-point lead. Dean Vickerman frustrated as he calls timeout. 42-57 is Melbourne's lead with 1:20 remaining in this second term.
Melbourne United just unable to secure that basketball. Krizlovic has it come off his hands. And then Krebs drew the ire of Vickerman because he didn't snatch that ball aggressively. Harrison gets the dunk. But nevertheless, the Bullets still down by 15 and really searching for answers on the offensive end.
And that's where Dino, you know, he's getting Melbourne back to their defense and what they want to do. And he doesn't care if they're up by 17. He doesn't care if they're up by 1. He's still got that fire, and every single mistake, he's going to hold them accountable.
Absolutely. Of course, halftime show coming up. We'll have a look at all the highlights so far and get Derek Rucker and Aaron Baines' analysis of everything so far. And as we said earlier, tomorrow is going to be so much fun. Adelaide and Perth out at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. I don't know whether they can arrange to have no Perth supporters in that building, but if it's possible, they will do that in Adelaide tomorrow.
Well, they're getting great crowds. I think their past 2 home games have drawn over 10,000, and you would expect it to be no different tomorrow. And look, who's better on the day? We can never know how these games are going to turn out. The NBL is so difficult to predict. So many outstanding players and so many players capable of taking over a game.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but you're talking about wanting the fans out. I don't know about that. It's kind of Bryce is looking to attack anything with red. The more red he sees tomorrow, the better as well.
So 1:15 remaining in this second term. Let's check in with Ariana.
That's right. I was listening in to Coach Dean Vickerman, and he definitely is fired up after that last turnover from his team. He drew up and out of bounds plays in order for them to get the ball in more smoothly next time. But guys, I cannot say it enough. Turnovers, I think, are going to define who wins this ball game.
5 turnovers in this second term for Brisbane. Melbourne have limited their woes. They had 4 in that opening frame. Taylor backing his way in. The running hook shot. That was unorthodox. And Tanner Krebs is up and running at the other end. Takes it all the way in and count the bucket.
Tough finish there by Krebs, and he's an underrated player in transition. Primarily known as a sharpshooter from the 3-point line, but there's more to his game than just that.
Melbourne shooting 60.5% from the field, 7 of 12 from outside. It's been a hot night for United here in Brisbane. Krebs ahead to Walker, takes it inside, can't finish. Time winding down in this second term. Dukas, who still looks hobbled out there. Now Taylor, almost had it pinched by Coppins, flips it up off the backboard. He will go to the line with 2.3 remaining.
And I'm not sure Brisbane were aware of how much time was remaining.
That's going to be a side ball, so no continuation there for Taylor. Before the gather, he looks around and is perplexed by that. There you go, pretty clear instruction from Darryl McDonald.
Probably get some type of screening action and dive him down. There it is, the up screen from Norton.
Freeman Liberty for 3. He was fouled. He was fouled by Milton Doyle. Doyle can't believe it. He and Tyson Walker walk toward the Melbourne bench with a shake of the head.
That's one of those plays, Baines, where you do not look at the head coach.
Not at all. I think on both ends, I think they got bailed out. They didn't listen to D-Mac either. He said go straight into tie, and that was the last way they looked. So.
0.8. I'll get you half time. Yep.
There's going to be time remaining here. And Javon Freeman Liberty will head to the free throw line. Melbourne by 17. It's their equal biggest lead of the game. They led by 2 at quarter time. A 31-point second term for Melbourne United, their highest scoring second quarter of the season.
There's that replay. And again, he's in his landing area. Referees automatically blow it. Now, any slight contact going to get whistled.
Yeah, it's not like he kicked his legs out. So, you know, as long as you don't come with an unorthodox shot, that's when you got to give them the space to land. We saw the change in the NBA with Pachulia when it all went down, and the Jaja rule. That's it.
Freeman Liberty makes the last. Inbound pass is tipped. Freeman Liberty.
Wow.
Got it! Javon Freeman Liberty with the half-court prayer. And the clock will determine whether it was answered. The inbound pass was tipped. So take another look. Pass is tipped there. Freeman Liberty up and in.
Got to see a view with the backboards. Oh, that's good.
Now, Bainsy, I think, no doubt, the way the clock was going, that it should have counted, but I'm not sure they started the clock on that tip.
That's the home court advantage, I think.
And there's no way that all that transpired after that tip in .8, and now they've waved it away. Vaughn Mayberry had a look at it with the replay center.
The fans let him know.
You could see the hand on the inbound pass, but an amazing bit of shot making there from Javon Freeman Liberty, no doubt. Melbourne by 14 at halftime. Let's get to Ariana and Tyson Walker.
That's right, I'm here with Tyson Walker. Tyson, despite that ending, are you happy with how your team has come out and performed in that first half?
Yeah, definitely. We just got to tighten up the rebounding and the turnovers and, you know, make the easy shots. We're missing a lot of easy layups and they're scoring off of it. So we got to fix that. But other than that, we're doing fine.
What else does your team have to do in order to extend this lead out? You have a 14-point lead, but how do you push it out further?
We got to take care of the ball. We got to make layups and rebound. It's the same things every time, so we just got to stick to it.
Thank you, Tyson. Good luck. That was Tyson Walker with a breakdown of what his team needs to do to improve in this second half. We'll be back right after this quick break.
Johnny, I've got the members. I'm going to count the members. So you should probably go down the other end.
All right, I'll go down this end. All right, teams. Now, how many balls have we got down here? You've got 2. How many balls have you got? Okay, good. All right. 60 seconds on the clock. Count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds. Let's go.
1, 2. Oh, we're on fire, Johnny.
We're on 1.
Well, we might need to throw a few more twigs on our fire.
We're on 2.
It's dwindling. Ah, here we go. We're on 3. 4. 4 for the members.
We're on 4.
5. What do you want, Johnny?
We are on 5.
We are also on
20 seconds left.
We're on 6. 15 seconds to go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Adam, how did you guys get?
How many did you guys get?
We may or may not have got 6.
We may or may not have got 7. Up to. Congrats to the members, they get the win.
All right, can we get both teams back into the middle for a quick photo?
Great work from our members and our volunteers, of course. We love all our members and volunteers. Thank you very much, members. Every single one of you, we love your passion that you have for the club, the passion you bring to our game days, the passion you're going to bring in the second half as we claw back the Melbourne United lead. And a huge
thank you to our volunteers. They put in hours and hours and hours of work. A lot of them.
Melbourne United with a powerful second quarter to take a decided advantage in this game. 14 points it is at halftime. It was only 2 at quarter time. A big second quarter, their highest scoring of the season so far for Melbourne. And the buzzer beater waved away for Javon Freeman-Liberty at halftime. Aaron Baines and Derek Rucker with their thoughts on our full-time match stats. It's been a hot shooting night so far for United, Rucker.
It certainly has, and Chris Golding got them off right away, knocked down his first 3-ball to start off the game, and he's 3 of 4 on his way to 17 points in this first half, but 7 of 12 from deep for United. That's the difference in the game. They've just been too good on the offensive end.
Well, it was on your whiteboard, Aaron Baines. You got to get Doyle and Golding involved early. They did that with Chris Golding.
Yeah, they definitely did. You know, first play of the game, it took a little bit longer to get back to him, but he was ready and waiting for it every opportunity he's got, and so he's making them look good on the offensive end. But yeah, it's one of those things. I think Krizovic came in. I didn't hit the money with Edwards playing 26 plus yet, but Krizovic has come in and given them some energy as well, and he's distributing the ball pretty well. So it's good to see that dynamic working for them.
And that is a healthy-looking Blackmores player profile for Chris Golding, Ruck.
Yeah, and what it's done is put pressure on the Brisbane defenders to really extend out. And as a result, now Melbourne United have started to exploit them in the paint. They have 26 points in the paint. They're dominating that aspect of play. And Tyson Walker also, let's give him some love because he was excellent in that second quarter with steals and converting in transition.
Yeah, he's got 4 steals already, so 12 in his 2 games here so far this season. And he was a menace as far as Brisbane were concerned at both ends for the floor.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think D-Mac's going to be talking to the bigs there and telling him to, telling the bigs to give their point guards some time, put some doubt in Walker's mind as well, because he's able to get out there and create too much chaos freely right now. So, yeah, it's not a good thing if he's able to go out there.
And then him doing that has really opened up that transition game for them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the points in the paint, right? It's not the bigs battling down there. It's the guards coming down. Little to no defensive change-ups, and they're strolling into the paint getting layups.
Hey, half-time, we saw this from Javon Freeman-Liberty. So he hits 3 free throws. Well, he misses the third. Makes the third, my apologies. Inbound pass is tipped. He puts it up and in. So on the floor as this happened, you watch the clock and it's okay, but they've gone back and reviewed it. What's your take on how this has all unfolded, Ruck?
Well, this is a tricky one, right? Because the clock should have started right there on the tip. However, it was not. So they went back to the review center, and I guess because of what they saw, they were able to make a correction there and remove the bucket. But I'm not familiar and I'm not knowledgeable on the process, but I would love to understand how that process and how they overturn that bucket, Aaron.
Yeah, I think we both agreed. You know, we'd like to see the call on the floor stand, and, you know, creates a bit more of a, I guess, momentum for Brisbane and a closer game, which is a good thing for the game as well.
Feels a little bit like rewriting the course of history, waving that one away at the end of things. Hey, tomorrow, Sunday Hoops, it is going to be massive. These games have been so anticipated throughout the course of the season, and Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers host the Perth Wildcats at what will be a raucous Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
And look, Bryce, obviously, he's a superstar, but the Adelaide 36ers, they're 15-4 because of their team play and the fact that role players have stepped up. Talk about stepping up. Christian Doolittle was devastating the other day down in Tasmania.
He really was. You know, he got back to proving why he should be in the consideration for one of the best players in the league. And, you know, on the other end, you have these guys coming out, and like you said, it's the role players. It's Humphreys, it's Rakocevic. It's these guys getting it done night in, night out. Rakocevic has been playing extremely well of late. You know, he's been the difference in the most games, just that bench unit coming in, and he's offering a lot of efficient shots and points.
Hey, Christmas might have been and gone, but it's still Christmas for Hoops fans. We've got games every day for another 10 days here in the NBL. So what an exciting time for basketball it is, and some great matchups still coming your way, of course. Big second half coming up here in Brisbane as well. What can the Bullets do about Melbourne United's 14-point lead?
Brisbane, welcome to the party. There is still plenty of time left in this ball game. And we want to say thank you to everyone for coming out on your Saturday night. Hey! Let me see if you're up on the big screen. I want to see lots and lots of energy. Hey! My guy! My guy! What else? You're on the big screen. What are those sneakers?
Hey! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to kick off the second half. We're going to welcome our Brisbane Bullets cheer squad.
Second half on the way here in Brisbane. The Bullets trying to find an answer to a powerful second term for Melbourne United. It is the visitors up by 14 points, 59-45 at the half. Joel Peterson alongside NBL MVP Derek Rucker and NBA champion Aaron Baines on this Saturday night. Ariana Prather is courtside. Big round of NBL hoops still to come. Adelaide, Perth tomorrow. Tassie, Southeast Melbourne on Monday. Sydney and Brisbane on Tuesday. So the Bullets have got a few games thick and fast, and they want to find a response here in this second half. Right?
Well, that response is only going to come via the defensive end. Right now, Melbourne United are shooting at 59% from the field and 58% from the three. Daryl McDonald is a defensive-focused coach. He will be less than happy with that defensive execution in the first half, Aaron.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the pick and roll. You know, that's what it comes back to. That's where they got their separation. You know, they're knocking down threes. You got to give more of a look to Chris when he comes off the screen, but you've got to find out something a bit more decisive in the pick and roll and take it out of Walker's hands.
Melbourne United, since that fever break in that little downturn of form, have been shooting 27.5% from outside, shooting it at 58% tonight. 7 of 12 from three. They have been scorching in this game so far, and Chris Golding blows a layup. Absolutely smoked it. That's uncharacteristic as the second half gets underway.
He got that look because of his form on the outside, right? They're worried about him coming up the screen, and yeah, it makes a hell of a difference when you got Chris Golding coming off at the start of the game to your three-point percentage.
Golding passes it into traffic, and Kyle Bowen can't corral it. First start of the season tonight for Kyle Bowen. Golding's not happy with himself as he makes his way back up the floor.
So Terry Taylor looks like a high-level shot creator, but not a high-level finisher. And I think he really needs to focus on the end because his move His moves are really good.
Some real craft about him. Freeman, Liberty from deep. We know he's got the range. Couldn't find it that time.
He wanted to make up for the end of the half there.
Hard-court buzzer beater that was waved away from Javon Freeman Liberty. Golding, season best of 24 a couple of games ago against Adelaide. 17 already here. Bowen gets bailed out with a foul.
Bailed him out, but I like the look on the defense from Tyrell. He jumped out onto Chris and made someone else take that shot.
His second personal, first full
As we see Chris with the behind-the-back pass off the knee and off the foot.
And then just a little self-admonishment.
That's it. I think if he does it, then Dino won't say anything.
Exactly. That's a great vet move and great observation by you. We know what it's like.
Yep.
If you're harder on yourself than anyone else, then the coach can't say anything.
That's it.
Bickerman barking instructions on the sideline. Kyle Bowen gets us going from a scoring perspective in this second half. Makes both free throws. Hasn't had the greatest shooting season, Kyle Bowen. Had some kind of form of recent times. 16-point lead for Melbourne United. Brisbane Bullets were keeping it close early, and they've just been stiff-armed here by United. Freeman Liberty on the back cut. Dean Bickerman turned around to the score bench straight away. His dismay was clear, and he wants to talk it over with his team at the Tangerine timeout. 61-47.
Well, he's upset because they've been beaten on that same play a few times now. And the first time, okay, slightly acceptable. But after that, for a team of this status, that's not good enough.
Hey, you guys spoke to Dean Bickerman pre-game. He made a point of two things in particular: Chris Golding and Milton Doyle's form, and Jesse Edwards staying out there. Let's have a listen to his points of emphasis pre-game.
Yeah, you know, Jesse has to stay on the floor, and so at different times we're going to have to double Tyrell and make him shift the basketball and do different things. But yeah, we need him to play 26 minutes, not 17 or 18 when he gets in foul trouble. Yeah, you know, we need Chris and Milt to be great, and you know they've had a little patch come off the FIBA window. They haven't been as great as they need to be. CG's had some health things going on, but no excuses. You know, we need those two to play off each other, and they'll both start tonight.
So Golding 17 points, Doyle's got 7 and 5. They've held up their end of the bargain, Bainesy. How have you seen Jesse Edwards in his role tonight getting into some early foul trouble? He's played nearly 12 minutes so far.
Yeah, early foul trouble, and you know he's kind of been doing his own thing on the offensive end as well. I mean, the best thing about United is their system leads to a lot of success, and when he plays within the system, it makes everyone else look good as well. So if he can keep doing what he does and setting screens and going to the rim just like that, it makes it all look easy and it makes his game look good.
Beautiful drop-off pass from Golding as well. Great to have the inside of NBA champion Aaron Baines with us on Saturday Night Hoops. Melbourne by 16. Dean Bickerman called that timeout. Ariana Prather, what did he have to say?
That's right. He looked at his team and said one word multiple times: discipline. He said, where is the discipline that we just talked about for the second half? We are not being disciplined in our offense or on our defense. Guys, the Brisbane Bullets are just hanging around right there as Tyrell Harrison bangs one in. It's now a 14-point game.
Hanging around like Tyrell Harrison was hanging on the rim.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse did it on one end. Tyrell said, this is how I do it as well.
Freeman Liberty with the steal. Flies up the other end of the floor and finishes. Nice defensive play from JFL to cut the lead back to 12. Bowen is fouled by Dukas, who continues to hobble his way around out there.
Yeah, that's a depth thing right now, I think. You know, they just don't have the number of players to come in and take those minutes. So it's a tough one for him. It's trying to make the best of a bad situation.
See, the finish there on
Liberty.
Yeah,
That was a nice finish on the Amy replay. He gets that ball up, creates contact, maybe could have appealed for a foul, but after that bucket, it was disappointing that Brisbane were slow in transition as Bowen misses the first. But they let Bowen come right back down and draw a foul and get to the line now.
We've been spending too much time together. We're just starting to say the same thing. We have the Amy replay there between you and I.
And guess what we got?
We have got burgers. Kyle Bowen gives away burgers. Code word is kicker. Head to the NBL app, put that code word in, head to your Queensland NBL store before 6 o'clock tomorrow and tell them Kyle sent you as Tyrell Harrison takes it inside at the other end, puts 2 more in, and he can cut this deficit to single figures.
Well, now they've gone with a smaller lineup, Melbourne United. Jesse Edwards not on the floor, and Tyrell Harrison has a significant size advantage, and also he's playing very well. He's got 17 points on 8 of 10 shooting. This is the only aspect of the game that's let him down tonight. Let's see if he can convert.
He does, and he makes it a 9-point game. So a 7-0 run here for the Bullets, and this is some real determination and resolve from the team in blue, Aaron Baines.
Yeah, it is, but, you know, this lineup that Melbourne's been playing with right now, this is what's giving them the lead in the early start of the game. You know, this lineup were the best plus-minus, and Brisbane need to have an answer for it.
Kyle Bowen takes the charge.
I might want to have a look at this one, Bainesy. I'm not so sure.
Terry Taylor was like a freight train with no brakes. Did Bowen establish legal guarding position would be the question.
I mean, to me it was moving, so I'd agree with you on that one, Rob.
And Daryl McDonald agrees with both of us because he's going to have a look at this one. This is going to be a real tight block charge situation.
And it comes at an important stage of the game as well, because Terry Taylor coming downhill there. Brisbane have got all the momentum. They're on a 7-0 run. They're starting to feel good about themselves again.
And as far as I'm concerned, Bainesy, he continued. He picked up the dribble, and the shot went in.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the replay center, what can they change? What can they give back if it doesn't come over as a charge? So...
No, I don't think that's a charge. And then he flips it up. He does not take another dribble. This should be continuation off of the gather. Wow. This is going to be interesting. I don't see it.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. 7 minutes to go in this third term.
Is that like last night? You can't block your run backwards? I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. Don't get me started on that one. Well, here's another angle of it.
It was the elbow extension.
It was the elbow. We couldn't see from the other side.
9-point lead to Melbourne. They will get the ball back after the offensive foul from Terry Taylor. And importantly for the Bullets, that'll be his third. So 3 now on Holt, Taylor and McDaniel. So they're just running out a little bit of front court depth around Tyrell Harrison.
That's why Dukas is still out there more than likely, right? It's that depth, that foul trouble. It's one of those things that, makes it tough.
Well, I mean, they're going to keep Taylor out there.
Well, at some point, you might have to go to Smith-Milner. He's more than experienced enough to be able to come into a game like this. Oh, boy.
Bowen thumps it down.
I mean, Chris just takes so much of the focus on their defense that Bowen just slipped to the rim wide open.
17-2-2 for Golding. Harrison loses it. Melbourne up and running once more. Krebs gets a wide open look and hits it.
Created confusion down there for Brisbane. Not enough talk to find a man, and left a knockdown shooter wide open.
Makes the Terry Taylor play all the bigger. They could have been going to the line for an and one. It could have been a 6-point game. It is now a 14-point margin for Melbourne. Touch of the swings and the fine margins in a contest like this. Brendan Liberty trying to create something, pulls it back down and puts it in.
This is where they need that energy. They've got to find someone to bring that energy for them, get them feeling good and get their defense ticking over.
Melbourne United just need to execute on the offense, maintain aggression, but also be clinical in your approach, and that'll be a foul on Krebs as he pushes JFL to the ground.
So an important defensive play from Brendan Liberty. 6 points in this quarter. It's Tyson Walker taking a hit from Terry Taylor. Immediately goes to clutch that left shoulder.
I was speaking to Walker before the game, and We actually talked about the shoulder injury he had prior to this NBL season. So something he is susceptible to. Melbourne United don't have any point guards, Baines.
Daniel with an air ball.
Oh, they've got Milton though, so you know they've got the offense through Milton. He's been facilitating a lot tonight, and yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a look for Chris on this one.
5 assists for Milton Doyle, 501 in his NBL career. Right on cue, Tyson Walker walks straight to the score bench. Doyle outside for Bowen, who's hit a 3 already, and cashes another one there.
First time in the starting lineup this season, and he's making it work. He's repaying Dean Vickerman 10 points on 3 of 4, and he's 2 of 2 from deep.
Stroke is happening tonight for Kyle Bowen. McDaniel's been effective in the mid-range tonight. Working on Golding, rises up, and hits. They're hanging around here, Brisbane.
They are. They're knocking down tough shots. Hopefully they can find some easy ones as well, because just like that, Melbourne getting some wide open looks.
Battle for the loose ball. Norton hits the floor. A little bit of a grimace for him as he does, but he's back up to his feet. Bowen charges in there, and that's called a block.
Yeah, to me, I mean, he put his elbow up as well, so if it's going to be consistent, it's got to be a charge.
Some reinforcements about to check in for Melbourne. And Terry Taylor might have been discussing that exact point with the referee, Bainesy.
Look, we get it. Refs make mistakes all the time. Players make mistakes all the time. Just be consistent in how you're going to call the game. That's the challenge, right? It's frustrating as a player when you're trying to learn how the game's getting called. Sure, it might change night in, night out. Just keep it the same for that night, though.
A bench warning on the Bullets. Maybe the protest on the foul as Doyle tossed it inside for Edwards, went up and got it, couldn't finish.
The pass wasn't perfect, but Edwards, as a big man with long arms, you've got to be able to finish that one.
9 points, 4 rebounds for Jesse Edwards tonight. And Vickerman spoke about the importance of playing some big minutes. Beautiful feed from Harrison. The big-to-big connection for Brisbane.
Now, Smith-Milner had some excellent play at the end of last season. He's been out for periods this season, but he's a guy that can add value to his Bullets lineup as Freeman Liberty gets his hand on the ball.
Been really active here in this turf. Freeman Liberty, an athletic finish, just couldn't roll it home. Doyle inside for Coppins. Harrison got a piece of the shot and of Tom Coppins, according to the referee, and the frustration is starting to mount here in the Brisbane Entertainment Centre.
Well, they could arguably feel like they're getting a bad whistle here in these past 3 or 4 minutes, and DMAC is speaking with Vaughn Mayberry just about that. Look at this action here by Smith-Milner. Fakes like he's going to go high off the screen. Great back cut for a layup.
Look, JFL, he gave them energy a couple minutes ago. That took some energy from them, though. He's down there complaining. Sure, you may believe that it was a foul, but get back there and fight with the guys, right? You got to get back there and put in that effort, because he left them hanging right there.
Dean Vickerman spoke about that after their last game with Tassie, where they didn't feel like a lot of calls went their way, and they needed to just channel that in the right way.
JP, Aaron just flexed on us. He went Boomer Baines. He went with the Boomers ethos. Never give up. No backward steps.
Oh, mate, it's one of those things, right? It's not critical of him as a player. It's just critical of you were the guy who's given them this energy. You were the one who made them close this gap. Don't come out there and do something and take away. As you see Tyrell again protecting the paint and just, tough call.
Well, that's his third. Good matchup there between Edwards and Harrison on that rim attack.
And now that's 3 Brisbane bigs with 3 fouls. Harrison, Holtz, and Taylor.
And still plenty of time in this game. And although it feels like Melbourne United are dominant, the scoreboard is not reflective. Only an 11-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping it close. It's a messy game, but that's what I was saying with JFL. Just keep playing. It's going to turn one way or another. Don't make it turn in the bad way.
So Taylor comes back in for Harrison, so Brisbane goes a little bit smaller with Freeman, Liberty, Dukas, Smith, Milner, McDaniel and Taylor there. You see the foul trouble, and unfortunately for Brisbane, it's all in blue at the moment.
Well, the foul count right now is 17-10. And obviously with that graphic there, it's not hard to figure out which team is on 17.
Dukas and Golding get caught up. Dukas wanted a foul, mate, because Chris Golding had an elbow in his mouth at some point. McDaniel for three, trying to rescue the possession.
Baseline.
And there's a foul on Edwards underneath.
Hold, baseline.
And that was a good call because...
And now cue the Bronx cheers from the locals.
You're both in the ground fighting.
Look, I like that. I like that leadership from Terry, though. Telling Dukas, leave the refs alone. Just get into the huddle, get into the game.
That's a square up if ever I've seen one. Now foul off the ball.
No, you ran in the back of it. 43.
Chris Golding called for the foul this time.
But you're right, Bainesy. Players have to play now. Reset yourself, settle down emotionally, and get back to the focus of your game plan.
Both teams in the bonus from this point forth now with 2:41 remaining here in this third term. Derek Rucker and Aaron Baines with their analysis tonight on Saturday Night Hoops. Joel Peterson with you, Ariana Prey the courtside. Melbourne looking for a 15th win of the campaign. Brisbane to get to their 7th. Smith Milner just took a little bit too long. Walker takes it away. Daniels races up the other end.
Critical turnover there by Smith Milner. I thought he should have shot the 3 ball.
Do you think there's a 3 that should never be shot? Me either. Don't worry. I'm all about shooting as well. At least gives me a chance for a no ball too.
9 steals for United tonight. Tyson Walker has 5 of them. Dukas for 3. That's important.
Bullets love to see that.
And he and Chris Golding are working on their relationship.
Oh yeah, getting a little bit chippy.
Yeah.
Prizovic for 3. That one's offline, wide right. Brisbane with the 3 turnovers so far this term. Melbourne with 4. Had 5 in that second quarter, Brisbane, so they've been able to limit the damage. Freeman Liberty can't hit from outside. Minute and a half to go in this third term. Brisbane are keeping it close. Can they get this back to single figures before three-quarter time, or will Melbourne push their advantage further? Walker's probing and banking it home.
Been relatively quiet in this quarter.
Look, the game was chaotic, and he gets the ball and he just plays it at his pace, right? That's where he's a calming influence for them.
First points of the quarter for Tyson Walker. Foul there on Dash Daniels. That'll send the Bullets to the line.
And it's these play phases that we've seen over the past 3 or 4 minutes where I believe Hunter Maldonado will be extremely valuable to the Bullets. He will just settle them down, give them better defensive presence on the perimeter, but offensively keep them going and keep them focused on what they need to do to try and win this game.
100 years of thrills, laughs and joy. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to your city. It's your only chance to be part of their 100-year tour across Australia and New Zealand. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legacy. Buy your tickets now, June and July 2026. Sam McDaniel misses the first free throw. Minute and 3 to go in this third term. Darryl McDonald rolling the dice here with Tyrell Harrison coming back into the game to end the quarter. McDaniel at the line. He's got 8 points on return tonight. Trying to put together a good stretch of form, so much of his recent past curtailed by injury. I know at his best, he's a Defensive Player of the Year finalist and Sixth Man of the Year contender as well, depending on his role. Melbourne by 12. Walker, Daniels, Bowen, Prislovic and Golding out there. Golding's got 17 in the game to lead United. Thought about one there. Gets inside. Prislovic underneath and Bowen on the cut.
Great offense. Walker probed. Eventually they got it to Golding, who made a nice little hockey assist, and Bowen having the best game of his career.
Yeah, I mean, they're having to overplay on Goulden because of the start, right? He just creates that void in the defense.
Norton's foul going to the hoop. Bowen with 12 points, the best of his season so far. Career high 17 against Tassie back in round 5 of 2024. Freeman Liberty takes a seat. He's got 16. Tyrell Harrison's got a game-high 18 and 8 rebounds. Golding with 17 for Melbourne. Doyle's got 7 and 8 assists. Tyson Walker, 15, 2 assists and 4 steals in the game.
Brisbane, you know, they came into this one number 9 in defensive rating, and even after halftime, they haven't been able to minimize Melbourne United's offensive efficiency. United still shooting at 59% from the field, and you are not going to win a lot of basketball games allowing that to happen.
6% from outside for United so far. Brisbane at 29% from 3. Closing stages of this third term. Melbourne by 12, led by 14 at halftime. Doyle looking inside. Brisbane will get it back, and they'll have the final say here, the Bullets. Can they get it back to single figures? Tyrell Harrison for 3. Oh, yes!
Big fella, I love to see that, Tyrell.
Tyrell Harrison, his first three-pointer of the season, and what a time to do it. He makes it a 9-point game with a quarter to go. He's been everywhere tonight. Such a focal point for this team. And he's got the city of Brisbane on his back right now. They trail by 9. They've got all the momentum going into the last, the hosts.
We just saw here at the Brisbane Entertainment Center. Our lucky fan just hit a half-court shot at $10,000. Oh my goodness, everyone is so happy for him. Look at that shot. Gee whiz, could this game get any better? I did not think so. I'm so happy for him. I wish I won that $10,000, but back to basketball. It is a 9-point ball game. And I was listening in to Coach Daryl McDonald during that timeout, and he told his team, we got the momentum right now. We just got to get some stops on the other end, guys.
Thank you, Ariana. Yeah, it was quite the scene in here. And just noticed that fan went off the window, so 110K and the bank was open, so that's good news.
Saw Tyrell do it, thought I can do it too.
And the only person in here that wasn't jumping for joy over the 10 grand was Aaron Baines, and well, I guess, you know, we don't need to explain why.
Second time it's happened here as well this season.
Unbelievable.
At the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Tyson Walker can't finish.
They're back in the game.
They've got all the momentum at the moment. They closed on a 5-0 run. It's now out to 7-0. And this man's been a big part of it all. Hit the buzzer beater. Norton saw a window. Overcooked it. Harrison pulled it down. They can't keep it there with Brisbane.
They blow a layup, and then Tyrell couldn't get his hands to the basketball.
It's been the same rhythm when these two teams have met so far this year. Melbourne have got out wide, and then Brisbane have closed them down late. Can they make something sustainable of this? Oh, Bowen's just had a brain explosion. Got caught in two minds between the shovel pass and the handoff, and ended up just flipping it out of play.
Daryl McDonald's done a very good job of managing this foul trouble situation he's found his team with. Been able to get enough minutes from guys without jeopardizing their status.
Taylor back in there, loses it. Golding's off and running. Pulls up in transition. Can't hit from outside.
Smart play by Davis there.
Very good.
Isn't this crowd into it now? Harrison coming Edwards and slams it home.
I mean, I think you talked about it at the start of the game, Derek. Everyone talking about Jesse Edwards, and Tyrell hasn't been talked about in the same way, but that's a statement there from Tyrell.
23-10 for Tyrell Harrison. They have won 8 of their past 9 when he scores 20 or more, and now he's doing it at the defensive end.
Wow, what a block shot.
Taylor at the other end, he gets it to go.
The momentum swing.
And Melbourne might be playing a second open-air game here, because I think the roof's about to come off the Brisbane Entertainment Centre.
Great basketball by the Brisbane Bullets to open this fourth quarter. Let's look at the Amy replay. Harrison, body, bow, bang. Get off me, Edwards.
I talked about energy plays before. Tyrell with the energy on the offensive end and the energy on 2 defensive plays as well with the blocks, and he stands over him at the end.
What energy it is. It is Melbourne 80, Brisbane 77. Hasn't this place come to life in the last couple of moments? Brisbane, it was 66-80 in the dying moments of that third quarter. It is now 77-80, an 11-0 run either side of three-quarter time.
Yeah, I mean, and it could be 80-80, right? If it wasn't that shot waved off to end the half. So yeah, just the momentum. They came out. They were succinct in what they wanted to do. They wanted to have a post presence. Tyrell gave them that, and everyone's been picking up the defensive end. Tyrell's in a show right now, coming off when Chris or Walker are coming off things. Tyrell's up and giving that energy. They're leaving Edwards open, but Melbourne aren't able to get the ball down to him.
What a performance from Tyrell Harrison in the last couple of moments.
I want every single one of you to put your
Tyrell Harrison is putting this team on his back at the moment. Outstanding at the defensive end. Look at the 2 blocks here. So he blocks Doyle, recovers and gets Golding. That off the back of a dunk and a 3-point buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter. It's Tyrell's world, and we are just living in it here in Brisbane at the moment. Terry Taylor to make it a 2-point game. Clanks the free throw. Melbourne by 3. Let's check in with Ariana.
That's right, Dean Vickerman obviously not happy during that last timeout call, but he used most of his time to talk about offense. He said, space the floor and let's see what we can get out of it. Guys, we need to pick it up right now.
This crowd's still on their feet. Thank you, Ariana. Golding! He sends them back to their seats with a fadeaway.
Sometimes it takes team structure, and sometimes it just takes the structure of brilliance. And Golding says, I got this possession, fellas. Big-time mid-range jumper just to stem the flow a little bit.
19 for CG tonight on 6 of 10 shooting. At the other end, Terry Taylor finishes.
Taylor with 12 points and 6 assists. I think he's been very effective, starting to look more comfortable in the NBL.
I liked what Brisbane did there. They put Tyrell in the corner, and Edwards played him. He came over to play him and left the paint wide open there for Terry to get down.
Melbourne had the lead out to 14 twice in the third term. You see there on your screen, 8-2 in this quarter for Brisbane. They scored the final 5 points of the second or the third term as well.
And Bainesy, Melbourne find themselves in that uncomfortable position of trying to not be tight, but also be composed. And it's a tough line to try and walk as Walker misses another one.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that being protective of the lead instead of just playing what got them the lead. So, yeah, a good thing for Brisbane, but Brisbane also need to capitalize.
Freeman Liberty to tie it up! Woo! Like a shot out of a gun! The Brisbane Bullets have come from nowhere in an instant, and they have tied this ball game at 82. Have Melbourne kept any powder dry? Edwards at the other end. Harrison, disruptive defensively again.
Just providing tremendous resistance in the paint. They cannot score over Tyrell, and Taylor goes to work on Bowen.
Brisbane haven't led since the opening term. Terry Taylor hands them back the advantage.
I think the refs are getting a little bit involved as well. The whistle was swallowed on that one.
Have a look at the time in front in the game. United have controlled proceedings. Now they are on the back foot. And Harrison again forces the issue.
Numbers.
Daniel and Taylor in a 2-on-1 fast break. They'll pull it back out. No need to get carried away for the Bullets. Freeman Liberty fading away. Foul.
Good pass there inside. Freeman Liberty with an athletic advantage over Chris Golding. Draws the foul in the paint. And Dukas does a good job. I thought it was a little bit late, but Freeman Liberty says the timing does not matter. I've got this covered. 3-ball to tie the game.
And then at the line to extend that lead a little bit as well. So, yeah, everything's working right now. Dino's made some changes, trying to calm the ball down. I mean, their system works for them. Let's see what they want here.
And it's such an emotional hurdle to get over, knowing that you have squandered a significant lead. The momentum couldn't be more against you. And somehow you've got to find the resilience, as we see that Melbourne United bench a little bit distressed at the moment. And also, you got to keep in mind, they haven't exactly been playing on fire recently.
No, not at all, right? Like they came into this game not shooting the ball well. They were playing extremely well for the first 3 quarters, and come to the end of the game, things get a little bit tight.
Brisbane by 4. What a turnaround this has been. They have outscored them 15-2 in this quarter. Milton Doyle can't hit. Krebs pulls it down and puts it back in. And the former Bullet could yet come back to haunt his ex-team. That was Brisbane's biggest lead of the game in the 2 minutes they've led for tonight. 4 points. Such has been the way that Melbourne have dominated proceedings. Joel Peterson, Aaron Baines, Derek Rucker and Ariana Prather with you in the River City. Smith Milner for Taylor. Hand in the face. Off the top of the shot clock. Doyle pulls down the rebound.
I thought he should have gone the first time he had it on the block.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that running left hook, we've seen it once before. Unconventional, but he's made it.
Bowen able to bank it home.
Back-to-back possessions where United's hit the offensive glass. They've got 4 points in the past 2 possessions off of that effort.
Melbourne led by 17 in that second quarter. Freeman Liberty can't hit.
They got to get Tyrell back in the game.
As you say so, he's coming back.
Stands up. Doyle puts Melbourne back in charge. Milton Doyle, one of the best closers in the competition, puts Melbourne up by 2 with 4 minutes remaining. The Tangerine timeout. The Brisbane Bullets are making a game of this. And now Daryl McDonald gets to talk to his charges and see what they can do about it and get Tyrell Harrison back into the game, because Aaron Baines, he has been immense tonight.
Yeah, he's been a presence defensively, offensively. He's all you can eat, and he is taking guys out of their comfort zone and making them second guess what they should be doing there as well. So it's fun to watch him, and yeah, he's made a couple of statement plays in this 4th quarter, and I'm going back to him to see what he can finish with.
And then in the buzzer beater 3 in that third term. That really got the crowd going. And they've continued that momentum here into the final term. So they'll get him back out there. We've spoken about Alex Dukas a lot tonight too, Ruck. He's been hobbled. He's been battling through what looks to be an ankle or a foot injury. And in 23 minutes, he is a +21 for Brisbane.
He's been effective, and he provides a lot of offensive energy with his movement off of the ball. And a lot of that movement creates opportunities for his teammates, such as Terry Taylor and Javon Freeman-Liberty. Those guys have really stepped up tonight. But as you said, Dukas is a +21 playing through a lot of pain.
Critical timeout for Daryl McDonald. Ariana Prather, what was the message down at the Brisbane huddle?
Rebounds. He said we're working so hard and then we're giving up these easy rebounds and shooting ourselves in the foot. He said give it everything you got. You have to go crash the boards on every single possession. Rebounding, Joel. Let's see if they can pick it up here.
Thanks, Ariana. 2-point game, and this contest has come to life. Norton, the captain, trying to make it happen on the offensive end.
I didn't love that shot, ATO. Would have preferred to see that ball go down to Harrison or Taylor.
Freeman-Liberty, Norton, Harrison, McDaniel, Taylor, the 5 for Brisbane. Walker, Krebs, Bowen, Krislovich and Doyle for Melbourne. Doyle from way outside. Rebound Bowen, clever touch pass to Walker, now to Krebs. Tanner Krebs, the ex-Bullet back in town. He puts Melbourne up by 5.
Love that touch pass from Bowen, Aaron.
Great touch pass. That's the message that DMAC have. They got to rebound. They got to find a way to get a body on people when the shot goes up and not let Melbourne come up with those.
Krebs 5 of 5 for his 12 points on the night. Harrison underneath has 23 to his name. Taylor looks one off. Krislovich a big board. 3 to go. Melbourne by 5. Brisbane had not beaten them in Brisbane. 2 years shy, or 2 days shy of 6 years. It was the 29th of December 2019 when the Bullets last beat Melbourne in this part of the world. Melbourne have won 15 of 16. And Brisbane have made an almighty charge here in this quarter. And that's terrific defense from Javon Freeman-Liberty.
Amazing defense, good energy from him. Melbourne just, they let Tanner try and create something. Someone's got to go get the ball from him. And, you know, he's a great knockdown shooter. We just saw it. He's not going to create something from nothing more often than not, though.
How long till they get Chris Golding back in the lineup?
Their leading scorer tonight with 19 points, Golding. Tyrell Harrison leads all scorers with 23. Javon Freeman-Liberty hits the deck. Jump ball, possession arrow, takes it back with Melbourne.
Again, Tyson Walker showing his value on the defensive end. Effectively gets a steal there, and now he has 7 steals. And JP, if my memory serves me correctly, that's 15 steals up here in less than 2 games. What?
Yep. Everyone's going to have to walk around with safes when they come into this building when he comes in.
Golding gets back into the game. I'd run something for him right away here. I guarantee you, if you get a screen away from the ball, that screener's going to be wide open.
Golding, Doyle, Krislovich, Bowen and Walker. 2:18 to play. Here is CG. Gets his man in the air and can't hit. It was around and out. And you can see the anguish on his face. He thought that was down. Harrison over the top. Just trying to overpower that Melbourne defense. Taylor will give them another look. 14th offensive board in the game for Brisbane. Dukas into a 3. No good. Rebound will fall to Taylor again. He puts it on the floor. Fouled by Krislovich.
Good call.
Thank you.
Taylor again swerves his way into the lane. Gets that left-handed runner up, contact on his shooting hand, and he'll go to line to shoot too. He's looking a bit fatigued, Bangs. He needs to suck it up. Big free throws here.
Big free throws, take your time.
And take his time. He did not. It was rushed. You saw it right away.
Or something in that moment.
They haven't scored in 3.5 minutes here, Brisbane. They led 86 to 82. A 9-0 run for Melbourne has got them on top in the arm wrestle. Taylor hits the second.
Remains a 2-possession game. Stops are so important for both teams.
Some NBL MVP Derek Rucker alongside NBA champion Aaron Baines with you tonight. 4-point game. Third place, ninth on the table. The Bullets have had plenty of heart tonight. Walker can't finish. McDaniel clipped him on the way through. That's a fourth foul on Sam McDaniel. Tyson Walker to head to the line for 2.
His handle is so tight. Excellent dribble velocity. Has a great in and out and stall dribble. And he blew by the Brisbane defense to get into that seam. Drew that foul. Again, free throw, vital.
Now McDonald taking the opportunity to speak to his team. Walker misses the first. 17 of 24 tonight, Melbourne. Walker, an 80% free throw shooter on the season. Second one to make it 5. With a minute and a half remaining. Freeman, Liberty, Dukas, Harrison, McDaniel and Taylor. Harrison's had a monstrous night. McDaniel's been effective in this spot. Golding poked it off him. It goes back with Melbourne.
That looked like the correct call.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. It was, a little touchy.
So Golding tapped it out. Did it hit the foot of McDaniel last is the question. Oh, did he nutmeg him? Was it clean?
That angle wasn't too conclusive.
So they'd have to be able to overturn it. Ball on the floor was a Melbourne ball. That's how it will stay. Minute 14 left. Melbourne with the ball up 5. Having won 15 of 16 against Brisbane, and both of their matchups so far this season by 6 and by 9. Doyle had it poked loose by Dukas. He flings it wildly toward the bench. Bowen kept it alive. This is Golding's time. These are the situations he loves, and he's turned it over. He tried to give it off. Freeman Liberty into a 3. Won't fall. Harrison the rebound. Poked loose. It'll stay with Brisbane.
Well, both teams have dried up on the offensive end. It's basically been free throws over the past 90 seconds. That was a good look there by Freeman Liberty. Just unable to knock it down. Right here, off this inbound, let's get that ball in on the block to Tyrell.
100%. I mean, get Sam to run off him and throw it straight to Tyrell.
You knew you had the captive audience then. You knew the big fella wasn't going to disagree with you.
No, well, they're going to have to double him. They're going to have to do something. I think Tyrell's still going to find a way to get the ball up and through that route.
He's going to go back with Melbourne. Daryl McDonald can't believe it.
Well, in the final 2 minutes,
teamed off Tyrell Harrison. We've seen some reviews not fall Brisbane's way tonight.
And some whistles.
So they will have had a look at that. Melbourne to inbound, and Bowen almost had too many options there. Doyle to bring it up the floor, sees a double. Walker for 3 to ice it. No. Brisbane stays alive. 5-point game, 30 seconds left. Terry Taylor needs this. Harrison playing for the rebound. That's called that it'll stay with Brisbane. The question now is, will it?
That one was clearly off Grizzleditch.
Timeout Brisbane. 87-92. D-Mac wants to talk it over with his Chargers.
And after that brilliant start to the fourth quarter, in which they took the lead, and then they had to bring Tyrell Harrison to the bench to have a break. But since that time, Aaron, they just haven't been able to get the offense clicking like it was.
No, that's the thing. They came down. There wasn't that post presence. They were getting shots, but they weren't as clean as they were before that. They didn't also create the problems on the defensive end for Melbourne. You know, there were a lot of fouls. They put them on the line, and that's pretty much where the separation in this game is.
So 5:20 remaining in this game. Javon Freeman Liberty hits the second free throw and makes it 86-82 Brisbane. At that point, they had scored 15 of 17 points in the quarter to lead by 4. Since then, Melbourne has outscored them 12-1.
Now they find themselves in a really tough situation, and with the baseline inbound. They're looking at a quick three, trying to make a two work. And speaking of looking, tomorrow, Adelaide Entertainment Center, JP.
We've had great finishes the last two nights. Hopefully we're treated to another one tomorrow. 2:30 Eastern Daylight Time in Adelaide as Bryce Cotton hosts the Wildcats to renew that rivalry. Crowd on their feet here in Brisbane. It's been a furious rally from the home team. Can they close this one out and create some late game heroics? Freeman Liberty to inbound. Dukas with the corner catch. Puts it up. It won't fall. Rebound McDaniel, who crashes through the pack. Taylor needs to put it up. That won't go. Harrison the rebound. He takes it inside. He can't finish. They've had their chances here, Brisbane. Freeman Liberty fouls Golding. And CG.
A whole lot of good looks. I mean, the play exactly what you wanted, Derek. Come out, Dukas in the corner, wide open look. I mean, he's a bit off balance, I think, with that ankle. So it threw off the shot a little bit. They still battled. They got another attempt with Taylor and Tyrell as well. So, you know, it's not through lack of effort, not through lack of putting everything out there. It's just...
And the execution was correct, as you said. Primary look has to be the three ball, down by 5 with that amount of time. And then they got second chances, and you take those quick twos, but unfortunately it just did not go their way, and now they find themselves in a situation where they need almost a miracle, a Christmas miracle, might I add, JP, to get away with the W here.
So Dean Bickerman called for the timeout. Only the 3 team fouls on Brisbane so far in the quarter, and Golding, so it won't be free throws here for Chris Golding, but they need something very special. 6.2 seconds remaining.
The end of the first half wouldn't be bad, you know, a tip on the inbound, a quick long-range 3, or, you know, we saw some chaos last night at the end of the game as well, so you never say never in the NBL.
So regardless of result, though, I mean, this is a different-looking Brisbane team that we've seen in these last 2 games.
Well, look, in the last 4 games of the Stu Lash era, there were some significant blowouts where they got down like they were earlier in this game, but then they just basically gave up, and the blowout continued. And we look at the ladder and see where this is going to put the Brisbane Bullets. But I like the fight. I like the way they're carrying themselves a lot better, Bainesy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we've talked about D-Mac as a coach, as a player. He's one of the most competitive guys, right? He's not going to let them sit down and think the game's over. It's just like he's looking at the season. The season's not over for them. This is what they need. They've got 4 games coming up. Can they get a couple of wins in those 4 games to keep themselves alive?
Milton Doyle and Alex Dukas chatting after the play.
Same again.
Dukas not taking a backward step in his debut NBL season. 5.5 seconds left. Walker looks bereft of options, tossed it into Golding, lost it out of play, it'll stay with Melbourne. Call on the floor as it'll stay with Melbourne from Nathan Path.
Obviously, the replay center will have a look at it, but that ball comes in to Golding. First of all,
that's off Chris Golding. That's a Brisbane ball.
That will go the other way.
No timeouts left for Brisbane, nor Melbourne. So it'll have to be a quarterback pass, a 3. A lot has to go right here for the Bullets, but a lot has gone right for them so far tonight. McDaniel for 3. That's offline. And Melbourne United return to the winners list. They get their 15th win of the campaign and withstand a spirited charge from the Brisbane Bullets, who headed them in the final turn but could not hang on. United win it 92-87 to improve to 15-7 on the season.
Well, it's one of those games where Dean Bickerman will walk out of here and just take that win, but certainly he have some questions for his team about how they blew that lead, but in the end, another victory for Melbourne United and a much improved Brisbane Bullets team.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there were phases there throughout the game when Melbourne looked really good. When they got up and pressured and, you know, changed the game there, that's when they got their lead. I think Melbourne are looking to try and put more minutes together continually and consistently, have those good minutes. They looked really good for 3/4 of the game. So that's what they're trying to get And if they can look good for 35 minutes, they're going to tick over more wins than not.
Melbourne United back on that list. Chris Golding leading the charge with 19 points. Tyson Walker absolutely outstanding with 16 and 7 steals. So as we said throughout the call, 15 steals in his last 2 games in this venue. It is extraordinary what he's been able to do at the defensive end. Tyrell Harrison with 23 and 11 in the finish. Javon Freeman-Liberty with 21 for Brisbane. But Melbourne get it done behind Tyson Walker, who's with Ariana.
That's right, Tyson. It might not have been the prettiest win for your team, but you guys found a way to get it done. How good does this feel to get this one on the road?
It's good. You know, road games are very important, especially what we got coming up. So just to find a way to win is very important.
You told me at halftime that there were some things you guys had to clean up. Are you happy with how your team responded during that second half? And what about you? 7 steals on the night.
We definitely didn't do it. We missed a lot of easy layups, too many offensive rebounds for them. But you know, I'm just trying to get my hands, be active on defense. You know, we chart deflection, so just trying to stay active.
Looking ahead to the future, what's the learning lesson you take out of this game and carry with you?
Building on leads, doing the little things that impact winning.
Thank you, Tyson.
Thank you.
What a great win for Melbourne United on the road by 5 points here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Our team will break it down more after this quick break.
Yeah, congratulations. Like I missed it when I had the celebration, but that's massive. 10K is a lot.
Brisbane, all of your energy came up. We want to thank you guys so much for all of your energy in that second half. We need all of that energy through the rest of the season, because I can't do it on my own because I'm going to lose my voice. But we will see you at the next game, which is on New Year's Day, if I am correct. We will see Tyrell there. We will see you there. High five. Woo! We'll see you next Brisbane Bullets game. Brisbane, we love you. Good night.
Here's that replay, 10,000 buckaroos, thanks to Carnival Cruise Line, Wooshka. 24 hours, this offer is available. Buy free, get the 4th free. Sounds like a deal for tyres, but it's actually a deal for tickets for our January 1 game against the Perth Kitty Cats. Ring A4 is your password when you are at checkout. Offer expires 24 hours. We'll see you on January 1, 2026.
Terrific contest on Saturday night hoops in Brisbane. Melbourne United got all they could handle, and they handled it in the end by 5 points. 92-87, the final score. They improved to 15-7 on the season to Melbourne and keeps them in touch with the top 2 in the competition. It was a hot shooting night for them, Derek Brucker, and they were able to close it out in the end, United.
Well, the offense really dried up for United in the second half, and I thought, you know, they were able to get this victory on the back of just some really good offensive rebounding in the fourth quarter. And of course, they found their defensive identity. And then down the stretch, they got lucky also with some missed threes by the Bullets. We look at the ladder, Melbourne United sitting in third comfortably.
Yeah, you know, some luck, but that's the energy they were putting into the game, right? The basketball gods always reward that hard, aggressive play. I mean, Krislovic came in Edwards didn't stay on the court as long as Dean was hoping, but he added that dynamic of the offensive boards. He was facilitating. He was doing really good things for them. Bowen had an amazing game for, you know, his first start this season. So he really added a different dynamic for them and got them moving and ticking, and those energy plays that he gave them, they were big.
And lots to like about what the Bullets did tonight. Of course, Adelaide top of the table at 16-4. They play the host to the 5th place Perth Wildcats tomorrow. Bryce Cotton welcomes his old team back into the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, and there's always plenty of spice when these two get together, Ruck.
Certainly is, and this rivalry is growing. A rivalry that was already intense, and that man right there, talk about intensity. Look at the look on his face. He'll be ready to bring it, and a great round 14 still to come. That game, as we mentioned, Phoenix at Tasmania, and the Kings host these Bullets.
Yeah, Kings are in form as well, so it's another tough one for D-Mac straight away. You know, he's not got any time to put in his system yet. They just have to make do with what they've got and bring out that same energy, and they'll be in for a good show.
Aaron Baines, great to see you. Derek Rucker, Ariana Prather, on behalf of all of our crew. Great game tonight in the River City. Melbourne United get it done by 5.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Hey, Matty. Talking down channel 1, 1111. Channel 2, 222.